Hello, my friends. It's very clear now to the world, at least on the right-hand side of the world, that something major is happening, and it's not just the virus that the world is preparing for. They know something ahead of time, and right now is their dry run before the main thing comes. And a lot of people on the right are now beginning to see this. They are godless too. They do not believe in the scriptures. They do not believe in the authority of God. So therefore they come up with all kind of theories to point you in what man thinks is happening behind the scenes. They are better than those on the left. Believe me, the left is done. God has already cut them off. If you're on the left, you're already in the judgment. But if you're on the right, these people are those who God is working on. And once all the lost brothers and sisters who are all in these lies come back to God, then I will no longer be here. The children of God will leave this world. That's all I'm waiting for. But let's talk about those on the right. They are trying to solve a math problem without being able to use a zero. We know a zero is a constant in math. It always means the same thing. They are looking at the world missing that constant, which is God. It's like trying to solve the things of the world like you solve an equation without using a zero. It's impossible. There are many of those like this. They believe all kind of stuff, and they've been saying it for the last 30 years. And then when it never happens, they just come up with another lie because it sounds right, and then they believe that, and then it doesn't happen either. They're coming up with all sorts of things like FEMA programs and martial law and all these other things, and yes, that is all going to come. It's all true. But there is an event that happens which is not of man, it is of God, which leads to all of that. We have already talked a lot on this channel, at least, about the woman and the dragon, Revelation chapter 12. We fulfilled the first half of that, September 23rd, 2017. That set a course of 3.5 years in which all of these changes were going to come on the earth. And take a look at the last 3 years. Take a look at it. Revelation was right, wasn't it? All of these changes are happening on earth. Here's what we're waiting for. And the Spirit has testified for this with me as well. I've had dreams of it. I've talked to other people who have had visions of it. There is something astronomical coming that I'm sure NASA already knows about, but they don't know how bad it's going to be, which is why we're preparing as we are right now with this virus. There is something huge coming from space. There are 2 comets up there now heading towards the sun, and one of them we've already known has broken apart. Who knows what that's actually going to look like on Earth? Well, God knows. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven, an enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on its head. Its tail swept 1/3 of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. This is what we're waiting on, my friends. This is what the governments already know about, which is why they're doing their dry run for anarchy right now. Before March 2021, there will be an influx, a great cosmic storm that you will see come and lead to everything that those on the right are fearing. Because God is the constant, and He will fling from the heavens down to the earth those which appear as stars, and they will sweep over the earth. And Lord have mercy for those who remain here after that. This is what I believe is happening. This is why I believe the governments are preparing as they are. When you see this thing come, know it's all right here in Revelation 12. God already told us all about it. And then guess what happens? There's a war in the heavens and we are delivered. Once you see that, don't fear it. Rejoice. Be not like the world when this happens. Call upon the name of God and rejoice that everything He said was going to happen did it exactly the time He said it. God bless.